Only if it's distracting to somebody while they're talking. Get them off their game.
So this may shock you. We have zero agenda for this podcast today.
Love it.
I only looked prepared.
You did. He did look.
Yeah.
You got really intimidated at first. You're like, this guy's fucking serious.
Well, listen, when you come in with sheets of paper with our names printed all over and, resumes and bios, I was like, crap.
We actually just had GPT write that up.
Yeah. I'll give them to you later if you want to update them.
Yeah. Oh, I've done it now. I've already updated it.
Have
Did
you?
you?
Oh, good.
I did, yeah.
Oh my God.
There are consultants that you can hire to get better LinkedIn profiles.
Well, guess what? They're all now currently actually looking for jobs on LinkedIn because ChatGPT can improve people's LinkedIn profiles without them.
Oh, but does it go in and actually hit
Change
the?
it?
Well, you can just hire somebody on Upwork to do that, like Alicia. Yeah, we talked about this. So
yeah, I need Alicia's number.
I'll email you. I don't actually have it because I'm not sure where she lives.
Mumbai.
Star. No, she actually lives in Minnesota.
Oh,
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
close to Mumbai.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it might as well be.
Yeah,
I knew it was an
Greenland
place.
Yeah. The Mojave Desert. All right, so typically we're gonna just try and record for an hour and change. This button does nothing. It's a trick. We just like the clock to run a little bit. I
do the unicorn sound.
Which one is that?
I think it's the bottom right.
Magical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like that one's going to get played a lot today. No.
Probably not.
No.
Maybe that one. So we've had a couple teams on before, and we just talk a little bit about scaling teams and kind of some of the problems you run through, and then which we were kind of just spent 2 hours talking about. And Brendan will fuck his mic up and ruin this part of the podcast, and then maybe we can talk about that, and then I'd just love to hear what's happening in your local market.
Oh wait, did we start?
Not really. This is the intro, but this is the prequel.
Okay.
We're actually setting up the framework for the podcast, which we should have done before I hit record.
We're laying the foundation.
Yeah. So if we can just do those two things, I'm sure we'll have some really good organic dialogue.
Okay.
And Brendan will probably waste 20 minutes talking about the intro.
And stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bring the stupid shit.
Yeah.
Not that for you.
And just, are you guys an attorney state or a title state?
That would be.
It's both. Is that both? You have two states, and they both are
So
different.
technically, we are an attorney state, but it's very different from North Jersey to South Jersey.
Some use
Really?
attorneys,
Yeah.
some use title.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we're attorney.
Okay.
Brendan is my go-to real estate attorney.
Gotcha.
Got it. Yeah.
We besties.
Welcome.
So,
Hi.
did you just welcome Brendan to his own podcast?
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
So if you want to kick us off. Since you're so well prepared.
Yeah. Well, he has to give me his bio back.
Well, you don't have to read it.
Well, I have to know his name.
Wow. It's Pip, man.
It's Pip and Jeremiah, but it's Philip Pip Haxby-Thompson.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah. And it's
That's what she said.
Real Broker LLC.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going
And
to
it's
say real.
the JFKLiving team.
Yes.
Correct.
What's
All
my
right.
last name?
Wait,
What's my last name?
is JFK?
No, just say the last name.
Oh, Kobelka.
Oh, perfect. Easy.
Yeah. I mean, people fuck that up.
All the time.
What are they, dumb?
You're in my phone as Jeremiah, New Jersey.
Of course I am.
Just for the record.
All
All
right.
right, let's hit it.
Let's go.
All
Well,
right.
today we are lucky to have two out-of-town guests that are here for the Tom Ferry conference or some shit like that. And they are amazing. We have Jeremiah Kobelka. Welcome, Jeremiah.
Thank you.
And Philip, otherwise known as Pip Haxby-Thompson.
That is correct.
Team
Hello.
leaders. Oh, welcome.
Thank you,
I
Brandon.
cut you off last
That's all
time.
right.
I'm sorry. Welcome.
Should I hit one of these buttons yet?
Yeah, but maybe the sparkly unicorn
Okay,
one.
cool.
And they are team leaders at Real
Correct.
and the
yes.
JFK Living team.
yes.
JFK
You guys just moved to Real pretty recently.
Yes.
Yeah, it was September last year. Yep.
Okay, well,
Is
I see
Real
you guys
like
twice a year,
side?
so. Real is kind of like side, but different.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And these guys
This
are
might be a giant pitch for
Yeah.
next time. I'm not sure. We'll both sell each other on what to do. We're not sure yet. So
but Pip and Jeremiah are all the way here from Jersey.
They drove up just
Yeah.
for the podcast
Yeah.
today.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
the far
Tomorrow-
end of Jersey, down south.
Are you
Yeah.
staying across the street at the Comfort Inn?
No.
Oh,
No, they're going to stay in Waltham.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
much
Do you
better.
say it Waltham,
Yeah.
Waltham or Waltham?
Waltham.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
What did you guys say before you came here?
I didn't know where we were.
I would have said Waltham
Waltham.
because
it's proper.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
say things properly.
Properly.
Mm-hmm. And Jeremiah, he just got in the car. He didn't even know where you were going.
No, I just drove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, put in the GPS, I'll drive.
Siri told you what to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's my life.
I'm gonna look up the proper way to say it. Just
All
to
right.
be clear.
He's a live fact checker in case you guys.
Okay,
didn't-
cool. Love that.
Yeah. So anything we say will get corrected at any moment. So you guys run a very successful team in South Jersey's Philly suburbs.
Yes.
All
So
right.
we're right outside of Philadelphia, little township called Haddon Township. The 08108. We're about 2-3 miles from the Ben Franklin Bridge. So like literally right across the bridge.
Okay. And what's the market doing in South Jersey? Is that South Jersey?
Yeah,
Yes.
South Jersey.
Wikipedia told me it was South
It's-
Jersey.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is
South Jersey.
absolutely South Jersey. A lot of people are like, "Oh, that's the shore," and
Yeah, I was like, was it near Avalon?
yeah.
No,
So
that's
No.
the shore.
that's the
Oh,
shore.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a very interesting start to the year. Q1
Yeah.
was very, very difficult. Everything pretty much stagnated, but buyer demand was like still absolutely insane.
Yeah.
A few more listings coming onto the market right now, but we're 30, 40 offers on desirable homes right now. So,
Over ask.
Oh, yeah.
No
Yeah.
contingencies.
No contingencies.
You better have
Interest
a-
rates be damned. Who cares? They all want it.
When did that start happening again?
The multiple offers.
Yeah.
Oh, what, 3
Weeks.
3 weeks, years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
It never
slowed down.
stopped.
It slowed down.
Oh,
a
it
little-
never stopped?
No.
never stopped.
Really?
it
It
stopped
slowed down
here, right?
a little bit in the first quarter, but you were still seeing, okay, maybe it was 5-6 offers. It was
Right.
still over ask.
Right.
It was still contingencies being waived. Like there was 1 week last November where you could have gotten
A deal.
a deal.
Yeah, like literally 1 week.
It was 1 week in
The
November.
Friday after Thanksgiving.
It's something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, you could, go in at asking. You might get it.
Right.
We slowed down
For a while.
a ton. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Okay.
I've told this story too many times, but there was a time around this time last year when interest rates went from low 4, high 3 to 6 and change.
Mm-hmm.
We had listings launching that whole time. Didn't really adjust for price immediately, right? And I don't know, maybe that was the right thing or the wrong thing. Ended up with like 14, 15 properties on the market, and nobody.
Yeah.
And then finally, when rates slid down for like that 6 weeks in the summer, they all moved.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fall was still okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the competition definitely whittled down to a handful of offers, not dozens for sure.
Yeah.
And then,
February and March were just brutal.
it was just bad for a
Well,
while.
Well, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like we made our numbers and then some last year,
Mm-hmm.
this first quarter, and we were looking to almost double our business this year.
How's that
Let's-
working out?
Let's just
Was
say,
this the year to pick that ambitious goal?
No.
No.
Oh.
it really wasn't.
There's always next year.
Yeah.
I still think we'll be 3/4 of the way there.
Ooh.
I have
pretty
a
good.
very bullish expectation for my team to get them to where they need to be by the end of the year. But if it starts with the 3, I will be happy.
Where are your
We'll all
glasses? I
be
want
happy.
to see them. Are they rose colored?
Where's that unicorn?
Yes,
sound
we
again?
need a unicorn sound. I'm picturing Elton John concert glasses.
Oh my God, have you seen those? I
No.
have those.
Oh well, I
actually does
mean,
have
I have a couple pairs of those actually.
hold on. This is me being surprised.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're gonna get there.
This is the point where I just contemplate leaving.
It's fine.
No,
You can
it's fine.
stay here.
300 deals. Is that what you're projecting? Yeah.
We were trying to go for 410,
Yeah. What did you
That's-
guys do last year?
174.
Yeah. It's still very good.
Yeah, we've had like a 60% year-over-year increase.
Did you
Pretty
guys
much
grow
every
last
year.
year over the year before too?
60%.
60%.
I mean, that's really, really good. Most teams didn't do that. We we didn't do that. we fell short of our goal. Did less units than the year before by about 15%, which was better than most out here in the market. But this year we're off to our best start ever, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
great.
awesome.
But 300 deals is a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of work. And, it's with the challenges in the market where we do have these like insane multiple offer situations, and the way that the team is structured right now, we're generally buyer heavy than listing heavy. Like about 70% of our business is buyer side right now. Although at the moment we're pretty 50-50 for this month coming up.
Listings
Team are rocking it
on listings right now.
That's great.
But, when you have so many buyers and you've got these huge, crazy multiple offer situations, it does mean that the sales overall, like, it's a struggle. We've probably seen a 50% drop in our acceptance rate in offers from last year to this year. So when you've throw that challenge in and you're still trying to double your own numbers, it's tough.
What do you think has been the biggest shift in... by the way, we just started talking about real estate. We didn't literally ask you guys anything about yourselves.
Yeah,
or
we know
humans.
nothing about them yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally, our lives are just real estate now, so you can just dive right in. That's
But how did you get here?
It
Like, how did you
drove.
get to real estate?
Oh.
I was
I was
gonna
just
say
saying
we
it was
No, I
right
know you
Mass
drove.
Pike.
I mean, I saw a car with a Jersey plate out front. I'm
guys
assuming
didn't
they're
even
not
rent?
like running around.
Jeez.
So
30-second version. So
Yeah, please. Make it the 15-second version.
okay.
Like.
Pip and I met. I was living in Palm Springs, California. He was living in the UK. We met on a popular gay dating app,
that shall
Screw-
remain nameless.
oh, okay.
or if you want to say, scrub.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
That's
guess.
the one.
Yeah.
And we started talking. Long story short.
My biggest regret in life is that I met my husband before the iPhone. Missed out on all of that.
All that fun stuff, right?
Yeah. There's still time, maybe.
My sister-in-law is just like looking at me.
Yeah. But
The peanut gallery. Is
yeah,
just like-
seriously. But we were in the restaurant industry, and then I moved back to the East Coast in 2015. I really got into wine, so I went to level 1, level 2 sommelier,
Yeah.
and then and he's laughing because I'm a level 2.
I
He's
know.
only a level 1.
Like, yeah, I know.
I noticed you also were in the wine
Yeah,
biz.
correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a level 1 sommelier. Jeremiah is a level 2. However, I took my career further within wine and actually got into wine sales.
That sounds like a gauntlet
It's
has
okay.
been thrown. Okay.
How many levels? How many levels of the Somm life are there?
4. Yeah.
And if you're 4, you're like a badass.
Oh yeah,
If
I mean,
you're
even
4,
2
you
is a
can-
badass, right?
3 is
3, you're pretty much a badass. That's
Do- so you're just short of a badass.
yes.
And
So I decided
And
I
you're
don't
just
think
at
I'm
the
going to
table.
make it.
I'm just here.
I don't. Like I said,
Fill
I-
my glass up,
Yeah,
please.
there you go.
So what are you liking right now for wine?
Right.
It's
Well,
rosé season.
no, it is not up here. It's freezing up here right now. But
it was like 75.
We
last
think
week.
it's hot. We're like, this is like summer.
I've migrated to the black T-shirt instead of the black long sleeve shirt.
Still waffle though.
yeah,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What do you drink? You like a nice New Zealand Sauvignon?
yeah. Right now,
Yeah.
still
Sauvignon Blanc or
Sauvignon Blanc.
yeah.
So
Very basic of you.
it is
do,
actually.
you like Oyster Bay or Kim Crawford more?
Ew, no, like Whitehaven and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't-
Whitehaven's delicious.
Sounds expensive. Must be like $18 or $20 a bottle.
It is.
Yeah, I can't.
It doesn't come in a box.
And when you drink 2 of them a night because you're in real estate, it gets
bottles?
really expensive.
With a straw?
Oh no,
No.
I poured in beautiful glass.
Baccarat?
Yeah, Gabriel glass.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys lost me again.
very nice.
These are gay things. Crystal.
Hold on.
Yes.
Ready? Is this
Oh, fam. Okay.
oh, just for the record.
Oh, thank God. I forgot
Change
about that.
Siri's voice. She'll say it differently. Trust me.
I don't know how to do that either.
Oh my God.
Um,
So real
Both in the hospitality service industry.
service industry.
Meet in Palm Springs, move back east. By east, do you mean New Jersey? Okay.
Yeah. Pip.
And you're still in England?
Yeah, so when we met, he was in Palm Springs. I spent a bit of time over there, and I was sort of back and forth for a bit, and then made the move over to the East Coast in 2016, May. We got married in the June of 2016
Where?
on a little state park called Amico Island on the
Oh,
banks
in
of the
New Jersey.
Delaware, on the banks of the Delaware River.
Yep.
Yeah, it was me and Jer, his 2 sisters, Jen, who's sat over there, his other sister Mel, and our 2 dogs, Osher and Tully, and we had an officiant and a cameraman, and
That was it.
My family were on an iPhone Skyping in from the UK. That was
When
that.
Skype was still a thing.
What's that?
Yeah.
Wow. What a downfall they had, huh?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Hey, man.
And what are the dogs?
Cocker spaniels,
Okay.
Yeah.
cuties.
Anything else?
I'm sure I could come up with a whole bunch of things. So you move here, Pip, from England,
Yes.
and then you're still in the hospitality industry at this point. Capital Grill, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And what? How do you get to
Guy
real
knows more
estate?
about you than I do.
So I always wanted.
It's in the bio.
It's in the bio.
Yeah, it's in the
No
bio.
one's. Yeah.
So I always wanted to get into real estate. When I was living in Palm Springs, I actually had thought about getting my real estate license, and
Because what Palm Springs needed was another gay realtor.
absolutely one that actually would do video and do a great job.
I'm sure they do on OnlyFans.
Oh my god!
The amount of
You guys
peanut
sure
butter
you
they
want
get
to? You
through.
guys sure you want footage of this?
Nick, we're gonna need to cut that part. That's on the cancel thing with Leanne.
So,
Here we go.
oh my god, I need to take a drink.
Yeah, I think we all do.
So what are you drinking? Is that a LaCroix?
That
So
is a
I know you guys.
LaCroix.
You
It's
guys
the,
don't. I know you guys don't listen to our podcast. It's okay.
limoncello.
It's limoncello.
It's delicious.
Brendan likes
Delish.
to go on LaCroix rants because he thinks we're going to get sponsored by LaCroix.
Okay.
So
If
usually,
I keep tagging them.
usually there's like 2 to 3 minutes of every podcast that's solely dedicated to different LaCroix flavors. And then we like to talk about this meal prep service that clearly both of us aren't leaning into too well. Called Nutra, which I'm sure he'll bring up at some point. Just as a precautionary. Just a, what's
Nice
that?
of you to bring up
What's that?
Nutrasep.
So Palm Springs realtor, thinking about getting into real estate.
Going in the restaurant industry, I then became a GM of another restaurant in Philly, and then working 80 hours a week. You're like, oh, why am I doing this?
Real estate. I'll control my own
I
schedule.
will
They said.
control my own schedule.
Lots of flexibility.
So
at
much,
times.
So much,
so much
much time off. It's incredible.
So I got my real estate license October 23rd, 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Pip came in, 6-7 months after that?
Yeah, I got my real estate license July 12th, 2018.
No,
which
that's
is
right.
actually my birthday.
It was your birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. You're a Cancer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I just turned 40. It's okay.
Wow. HBD.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
You're not a Cancer then.
No, I'm an Aries. Thank you very much. So I got into real estate
Where'd you hang your license?
at this regional broker called Wykert.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
They
where you
were
guys
up here
at?
for a little
Oh,
while.
were they? Oh.
Yeah. They didn't last.
Oh.
Yellow and black,
Shucks.
right?
Yeah.
Like a bumblebee.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
And were you there for a while?
2 years. 2.5 years.
And then it was KW? What
And
it was?
yes.
Yeah, cool.
KW the rest, and then we decided to leave
And bring it to real.
and bring it to real.
Yeah.
So tell us about your first experience in real estate. Like, what was it like? What did you learn? And like, were you doing deals? Were you like, just catch us up on like,
The real big thing is I dived right into Tom Ferry
Smart.
right from the beginning. Watched every single YouTube video. Was like, oh my god, video's the way of the future. So let's do it.
Yeah.
And
His
then
earlier videos. are
oh
just-
my god,
They're
well,
cringeworthy.
So he's like this. I'm Jeremiah Kobelka. I am your modern realtor.
Well,
If
The
you're
funniest
looking
thing is
to
they're
buy
n-
or sell,
shut up.
call me.
Well, the funniest thing is they're not too dissimilar on my current videos either.
Fair enough.
So do you do scripted
Fact.
videos?
Oh, I did. Yeah, totally.
Do you have a SAG card?
No,
Oh.
no, unfortunately.
Not yet.
I never got those speaking roles.
Do your videos prove why?
Yes.
So
Have you thought of bullet points? So one of the things they teach us in law school is that rehearsed speeches never go well.
Oh, no, never.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really good at podcasts, actually.
Oh, because there's no
Because
script.
there's no script.
Yeah.
I can say exactly
you?
what I want.
So why don't you do that on your videos? Be authentically you.
that's probably what he does now.
Well, if I did that, Steph would have to cut the whole video.
Right.
She needs something.
Right.
Oh, there's always something that can be worked out.
Jez's really good when he's like talking to the team and kind of like, either trying to teach them something or tell them something. And like, maybe there's a camera over here, but he's like just focused on telling the team.
Yeah.
Like that's when he's really good on camera, when he doesn't know there's one there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you do video too, Pip?
I do,
Yeah.
yeah. They tend to put me more on camera for
Ooh.
obvious reasons.
Oh my God! But it's true.
Could you just
Could you?
maybe-
What are the
Yeah,
reasons?
this is a
Because
pod.
the English voice.
This is a
Yes.
podcast, so we
Yeah.
want to make sure everyone really understands what you're talking about right now. So, all right. So,
What you mean? Give a bit more context.
yeah, could you?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe 3 to 5
They
minutes.
Put, they put
yeah.
me on camera.
So, first year in real estate, you jump right in. You're coached with TF.
Not coached yet.
Okay.
Not coached yet.
So you were
Just
just
I was
taking
watching.
all the free content.
all the free content.
All the free content.
Like, which everybody should do. Go on his YouTube. Watch every single video from like number 1 to however many he
million.
has right now. Like what's 17 deals the first year, something like
Pretty
that.
good.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Not too bad. And then
And where were you getting the business?
some was family and friends, and then open houses. I was one of the earlier adopters of actually Facebook ads and actually having it like a Real Geeks website in South Jersey. Like nobody was doing it. So I was getting a good amount of business that way as well.
And we were an early investor in Zillow as well, paying for Zillow
Nice.
leads.
So I was a crazy person on changing my zip codes on Zillow. Like it was just like, okay, I know I need to be a premier agent, so it has to be 10 connections. So I'll get one connection in a good zip code, but then I'll pay 10 cents per other connections in a really bad zip code. And I used to play that game forever. It was
you
a
were
lot
quite
of fun.
obsessive with it.
Oh,
But hey, it paid off in the long run because now we're a Zillow Flex team and we get all the leads from that.
Yeah.
So
You know
it's-
what Zillow Flex is?
No.
Can you tell the people, all of our listeners?
the people. Yeah, how many listeners do you have?
So many
let's-
that
we're gonna-
LaCroix
let's-
is just knocking down our door to sponsor us with the lime LaCroix today. It's impressive.
Well, let me just take a little sip of my lemon LaCroix and I'll tell you all about Zillow.
Oh, thank you.
I'll do my limoncello.
So Zillow Flex is an invitation-only program that only the top teams in the US get invited to, depending on how well their customer service scores are and conversion rate. Instead of you paying up front for a certain number of leads to come through, you will pay a referral fee through to Zillow at the closing table. So overall, Zillow will generally make more money based off of your conversion, but you don't have to pay money up front. And generally, your lead flow, like it pretty much 10x'd it for us.
Yep.
As a consequence of going over to
Because
Zillow
you ultimately
Flex.
also become the exclusive team in that area, typically, correct?
Yeah, there's like one of like 3 teams in
3 to
our
4
whole
teams.
area.
So whereas right now anybody could go pay for certain zips, and you're in this rotation, you get what you pay for type stuff, and versus like, hey, we want to give you all the leads, and then they kind of really hold you accountable to make sure you're.
Oh, you should see the
Oh my
spreadsheets.
God, the spreadsheets.
I don't want to see them.
The
I don't want to see
spreadsheets.
them. I've been on a Zillow boycott for the better part of 6 years, and I'm gonna stay strong on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But listen, you're rocking it on Google.
I
right?
love that for you.
Let's try.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Good for you.
Yep. Okay, so 17 deals, and here we are, a million years later.
Yeah, a couple. So that was what 2018, 17 deals. Then we added my middle sister joined the team. She's still on the team as our lead sales agent, Melissa. And then Justin came in as well that year. And then we were a team of 4 for a very long time. Well, a couple years. So 2018 was us, 2019, 2020. Then that
The good old times.
the good COVID
Oh,
happened.
COVID, yeah, that was fun.
So I think we went like what 17, 52, 79, 101, and 175
Units you're talking
units.
about. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we went
175 last year.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
I would say the biggest growth that we saw was actually during COVID.
Yeah.
COVID was huge for us.
We made a jump from Wycott into Keller Williams. Steph, our marketing manager, who's just sat over there, she joined
Cringing everything that we're saying.
us. Yeah, probably. We met on Instagram, actually.
Wow.
And she's also from the UK.
Ah.
We got chatting, and I could see, she had a good following on Instagram, did a lot of posting, you know, might coin her as an influencer, but she'll totally cringe about that. And she was looking for some work, and I was like, oh my God, well, we need someone to help us with like our marketing and social media. Anyway, we interviewed her, and she's done an incredible job.
That's awesome.
At helping us develop our brand and kind of like put it on steroids. And I really saw a significant increase in business after that.
Well, it was
Very
very
cool.
interesting. Like right before Steph came on in the summer of 2020 is when we were moving brokerages, we rebranded. We rebranded everything because, you know, with Weicker, it was always yellow and black. You can't do anything different. Don't go out of the box. So we were like, we're going to leave. We're going to go super out there. Somebody told us to, you know, maybe, you know, rein it in while we were at Weicker. So
How did that go?
Well, they left.
Trying to rein you
Badly.
in. I'm just envisioning something like the reaction to someone reining you in. We've just met, and I can only envision.
Reining it in was like when I was told that in January of 2020, I was like, okay, we're gone, but we can't go right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start rebranding. I know exactly when we're going to go. Here's the hard date. Let's be ready. And Pip rebranded us, you know, bright pink, bright blue. We had like 32 different color combinations. We took it over to the families, laid it all out. We're like, this is what we're going to do. We figured it out. And then, we just came out blazing. And then, you know, Steph came on and just took it to that next level as well. So that we had a great year, 2020. We finally added some more agents after a couple of years of just being the four of us.
I want to talk about that next.
What the core four? Oh, I can't say that. Ooh.
Oh,
my God.
Wow.
Don't ever let the team hear that.
Nick, cut the core four.
We call them the OGs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you went from 4 to how many agents?
That year we went to 9.
Okay.
And then we brought my other sister in.
Was that year or was that the year after? I can't remember. No, I think maybe the year after.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the year after. We 2021 is when we
started hiring all the agents because then Jen, Jeremiah's other sister, she joined us in February. March.
February.
How many sisters do you have?
I don't have enough because I would really like to
Did
put
any
some.
of them live in Boston?
No, I would like a couple more because I need them to go into mortgage and title.
Got it. That makes sense.
But my dad's no longer around, so I'm like, you know, what are we supposed to do?
It can be an honorary sister for you.
Okay,
Do you have cousins?
Yes, but they're in Montana.
Oh. Well, I mean, you can do
one of those
mortgage from anywhere.
places.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You don't need to be
Rocket's
close to
doing
do
really well
mortgage.
at that.
Yeah.
I'll have to ship in some of my family.
There you go.
Oh, the fancy voices. That works every time.
Jeremiah's face.
Make one of them an ISA. You probably kill it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe Pip should make his phone calls.
Hey.
Oh.
Got him.
Excuse me, I'm doing way more business than you right now. You can pipe down.
I love it.
Shots
Are we going to have a
fired.
domestic?
No,
might.
finally.
That's why we're sat right on the opposite end.
It's okay.
That was us.
You can't even reach them.
It's okay.
Let's talk about, so one of the reasons we wanted to have you guys on is like just growing teams is, man, painful work, right?
Yes.
And the standard operating platform creation and the constant erasing the work that you laid out 4 months ago that is no longer applicable or was the wrong stuff. And like, it's just like, it feels like personally, now I'm not talking about you guys anymore. It just feels like I'm schizophrenic. Like I'm doing all this work and then I'm like, that was so wrong. No, we have to do it this way. Like, I can't even believe I wrote that down and you signed that. It's just like not the case. Right. So let's talk a little bit about kind of the painfulness of growing teams. And I'd love to hear kind of some of your learnings along recruiting and bringing on new agents.
Mm-hmm. So with what you were saying there in that terms of like, you feel really schizophrenic, it's so interesting that when you come up with an idea and it's such a brilliant idea and you run with it and the whole team are like, oh my God, this is awesome. And everyone's diving into it and everyone's on board. And then after like a month or 6 weeks, then that brilliant idea all of a sudden starts fizzling out. And then you're like, well, what the hell happened? What's going on here? Why is this not working as it did? And then you have to find another brilliant idea and then get them reinvigorated with something else. And it's interesting. We were talking to our coach, Tom Ferry coach, Tasha Fournier, and she's just like, yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to just keep reinventing things all the time and keep people re-engaged all the time and try to come up with different solutions to the same problem. So you're just, this is it. This is, if you want a team, this is what you have to do. And I was like, oh, okay. That's awesome. Great.
So I'm sure you already know this. You know that I also have Tasha now.
Yes.
Yeah. So, hi Tasha.
Hi, lovey.
I'm sure you're deep
Thank
into
you for the birthday dinner. Last
I'm
week.
sure you're deep into the word podcast right now.
Does she listen?
Well, we're going to find out, man, aren't we?
We're either going to be still her clients or she's going to fire us both.
No, we're gonna get a text in like 38 days that says I do listen. So
She's drinking a Pamplemousse LaCroix.
Yeah.
Oh, is she French?
she probably is. So
It sounds French.
something she brought up around like coaching and training agents, which was so elementary but yet such sound advice, is, you know, I learn at a different pace, a different, you know, I just learn differently than just the same way you learn differently, you learn differently. And so she was like, you know, hey, do you think you're bouncing around a little too fast? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, it feels like redundant to keep training on the same topic over and over again, right? And she was like, nope. She's like, she's like, let's just rewind and let's just do buyer work, right? And like, here's the, you know, the 2, 3, 4 steps of you know, getting a buyer in contract, from the cold call to the appointment to the paperwork, whatever, right? And like, I think that was like 3 months ago. We're still working on buyer work right now. Yeah. Versus previously, I would have been like whack-a-mole all over the place, and we're finally getting to a certain level of proficiency. And it's just, it seems so elementary to talk about that, but you know, to your point, hopping around constantly is a little bit more engaging. Right, or at least I think it's more engaging to.
Well, yeah, because we are high D's on the disc factor, so we're like, "What's next?" I already learned that. Like, don't talk to me again about it.
Right.
Next.
Right, and it's just interesting.
Are you both high D's?
No.
No.
I'm a high C.
Okay.
I high D, high I, no S, no C.
I'm high C, high S, mid I, low D.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
How well do you know like all the disc stuff? Pretty well.
I think he knows it better than I do. S and C, I still don't know really what they mean because I have
not
nothing.
me.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
me.
Yeah.
So those are like the ops organizational people.
Yeah. Sometimes they can be salespeople and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It was interesting, like, and I don't know it well enough either, but I know that I shouldn't hire another high DI, right? So, but something in my disc profile also as a high D individual, it basically says like when you are working with other people and they don't learn fast, or you have to repeat yourself, like there's few things that drive me up the freaking wall. Like I'm like, dude, we talked about, and like I'll just go from like cool, calm, collected to like I hate your guts.
Oh my
like,
God.
Like overnight.
We are the same.
Is that like a Boston thing as well, though?
It might be.
It
might be. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
So it's just so frustrating, and like it's still really hard, but I at least can kind of catch myself sometimes. Not all the time.
I usually catch myself. There was something that happened about a month and a half ago. I broke down crying in front of every single one of them.
We should talk about that.
What brought that on?
You know what it was? I wanted it more than they wanted it themselves.
That's a hard lesson to learn.
And
what was the epiphany and the
epiphany was that
it's always going to be that way.
It's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
Like
stressful.
It's stressful. It's frustrating. I literally had to leave the office. I was crying. I had to go home.
I don't blame you.
I mean, it's tough. Like you sort of
heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
You feel like you take on all the burden of all the people that you are responsible for, and you somehow feel responsible for everyone, even though the majority of them are independent contractors responsible for their own business.
Sure.
You feel it, and you feel the pressure and the weight. And you know, if you have a bad first quarter like we just did, and sales are way down, and some people haven't closed a deal in 3 months, and they're coming to you and they're like, oh my God, I'm really struggling, worrying about my bills and this, that, and the other. And we're like, but you're not doing this. You're not making any calls. You're not.
Where are you?
Yeah. Listen,
they don't sell themselves.
It's so funny. We just spent 2 hours talking about this stuff before.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I think, and again, I don't know the market where you guys are at, but the reality is this market is going to cut
a ton of
people, right?
A ton of people.
And I think we've seen that internally as well, right? So, and I completely agree with you. It's frustrating and disappointing, and I can't help but feel like I disappointed some of the agents, right? Who came here for the culture, the leads, like the deals, and you still got to work because we're not handing out transactions on a silver platter. You have to do some of the work.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And so when people have those conversations like, hey man, I'm not making enough money to make ends meet or something, it's super disappointing. You know what I mean? When they have to potentially go get another job. And I personally, I take that personally, like, right? So,
absolutely.
There was a little bit of a mindset shift that had to happen on our part as well, which is, we were going into the scenario saying, listen, what can we do for you in order for you to get your business back on track? And it was always like us for them, us for them, us for them. And we actually were at the Tom Ferry retreat in Scottsdale, and Phil Jones was like, you need to stop that way of thinking, because it's actually not beneficial to the person on the other side. Just
you're enabling
doing
them.
Stuff. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
You doing stuff for them, you doing stuff for them. He's like, ask them a series of questions, see what's going on, but ultimately get those one-on-ones, but you're the one leading it, saying, okay, well, how are we going to have this one-on-one? Is it you're going to come back to me next week and you're going to say, oh, I haven't been doing what I need to do? Or do you want to come back next week and tell me how amazing you've got to do? You've got the choice of how that conversation goes, but it's your responsibility to come to me with it, rather than me saying, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? And I think as team leaders, we need to really remember that that's really important, not to continually drain ourselves. We can provide all the resources, we can provide all the support, but it's not our responsibility to help
the
them,
work for
to
them.
do the work for them.
I mean, you didn't have your license 5 years ago, right? So you weren't a leader. No one taught us how to be leaders, right?
No,
so one of the things that my business partner and I sort of go through all the time is 3 years ago, we left a firm that we were both at and started the firm that we have now, and it was the two of us and a paralegal in a room, and now we have this big team, and we have all these lawyers, and we have all these paralegals, and we keep reminding ourselves that we knew nothing about running a business,
right,
managing anybody, setting expectations, coming up with key performance, none of this. And we think that we're failures, every day we're terrible at this, we're bad managers, and we were on a coaching call yesterday, and the coach was like, just take a look back at where you came from and where you are now. And sometimes as leaders, we forget to do that, right?
All the time.
Yeah. It's really hard to get out of the moment of whatever we're going through and the craziness of the market right now and all of these things and step back and think of we've achieved all this. You went from you only selling real estate to you have a team and you have employees and you have all these people whose livelihoods depend on you now.
Right.
And it's that's a whole different world that we weren't prepared to get into.
No.
Right? We
Because
thought we were going to
nobody's-
be individual contributors.
Exactly.
I remember, and it's one of the reasons why I think we end up in this role of being a team leader. And something Tosha said, I can't even remember, about a year or so ago. She's like, you always live in this continued state of being, what did she say, equally satisfied or equally grateful and totally dissatisfied, simultaneously. So, you can be grateful for all you've done, but it's still never enough, and you want to get more and you want to get more. And that's kind of your driving force. But none of us know what we're doing.
No, I constantly feel like I was in the wrong line when they handed out whatever everybody else knows, and that are great leaders. And I'm like, why didn't I get in that line? I'm sitting here thinking that I suck. And it's watching everybody else be excellent.
Yeah.
I want to go back to why Jeremiah was crying.
Oh, yeah.
So is that cool?
I might start crying.
Yeah, I know. Do you need a hug, man?
I might.
I just need a cry.
So they
The LaCroix will take all my pain away.
So,
Oh, and that sound effect.
so just I mean, tell us a little bit about like the trials and tribulations of trying to grow the team. Like, have you guys lost a lot of agents that you've onboarded as well, or
A few, yeah. We've probably, I don't know the exact dropout rate. Three.
it's three people?
Three out of 20.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
So we went from
Did you cry those days? No, never.
No.
Don't answer. Don't
no,
answer.
actually
No,
no.
Don't answer that.
So we went 9, and then when we went 18, then we went back down to 15. Now we just hired another 3, so we're at 18. I think as a team leader, like, and we have this last year we went really heavy into staff, like.
Yeah, can you walk us through?
Yeah,
your
talk
staff-
about
staff
your
structure?
support staff.
Oh my goodness! So I think we have some of the best support staff in.
Are you just saying that because they're in the room?
Well,
Only a small fraction of
only
their
a small
massive
fraction,
team
yeah,
is in the room.
in here, but no, absolutely. So we had Steph, our marketing manager, early on, and then Jen, my oldest sister, came on. She was like TC, transaction coordinator, like kind of built out all the SOPs, like the checklist and CSU,
Sure.
transaction management, the whole 9 yards. And then last year we brought on a sales manager. We brought on.
They're still with you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna come back to that one.
I love you, Justin. O'Hara. I should say O'Hara. We have 3 Justins and maybe a 4th Justin.
Do you not love the other Justins?
I love all of them, but each one of them, we have to call them something else.
Oh, okay.
So if I said
Understood.
Justin,
Yeah.
you know.
Trying to be good.
And then we have a director of, what's Kara's title?
Wow.
Director of Design and Technology.
Design and Technology. So
That's deep.
she does like all the print advertisements, open house stuff, also does listing coordination as well. Okay. So
Just for some title clarity, is she essentially like a listing manager, but also handles tech back end, or no
the other way around, kind of.
tech, but also does listing work?
Yeah, and also
more design.
more design because we love our design. It has to be perfect,
Okay,
perfect
noted.
all the time.
Thus the director level title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone's a
and,
director.
and
it's, like
actually,
it's like banking.
Yeah.
it's like that's why Pip's title is actually the creative director. So,
Director.
creative director.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Balenciaga.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what my
What were we talking about again?
We were talking about your support staff.
support
And then
staff.
Heather.
And then we brought in Heather as well. So Jen moved up to the director of operations role, and then we brought on Heather. So we had
Assistant director of operations.
Assistant to the
Transaction
director of
coordinator.
operations.
yeah.
TC.
So we had all these people, and then we had a full-time, on call videographer as well.
Yep.
So in 2021, if the payroll itself was
Deep.
Help me, I'm poor.
Crazy.
we're
right?
all aware
Well,
of
the
that.
funniest thing is, like, it was great in 2022. Like, it was like, oh, that first 6 months, I'm like, let's hire everybody.
That was good.
That was
Thanks for
good,
that.
was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll leave that part out of the video.
Maybe.
And then we're like, we need more agents. So we had that sales manager in April. We brought him over from Keller Williams.
Was he a sales manager there? Or-
He
or
was
producer?
one of those
like coachy
coachy
Yeah.
sales.
Math.
takes
Stable,
25% of your first 10 deals.
He wasn't
guys.
really a coach. He was actually there for recruitment,
Oh.
but also was the guy that was, helping the agents because the pro coaches were never around. I want to take that out too. But he
We don't
came
work there.
in.
We don't work there anymore.
Okay, good. We all left. So he brought in a great group of agents. We were training him to train the agents, do this whole thing. And then we were supposed to be 30 agents by the end of last year. We ended at 15.
And you started with 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So there's a lot of the,
Yeah.
maybe some of the wrong hires, it sounds like maybe. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
yeah, I absolutely love him. He's a great guy. He's actually still on the team. He'll do
Great.
like 1 or 2 deals a year. He went and got another job.
Cool.
But it was just the wrong person in we have to have the right people in the right seats.
Yeah. So if you could go back, and would you go more staff first or more agents first?
So
The catch-22.
the funniest thing is we were in the pool in Scottsdale last week for Tom Ferry
Missed
team
it.
mastery. We missed it. You know how much fun we have
In the pool specifically, yeah.
In the pool, yeah.
It was a good time.
It was
Miami
it's always
days.
a great
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
What resort were you at?
The Fairmount Desert Princess.
Oh, obviously. Proceed.
That was so fast.
Yeah, it was like this. I tell
very,
you.
very
It
witty.
was really good. That's where they had the waste management golf tournament
Yes.
a couple
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
ago. Yeah,
Yeah, which is
like
has
you did it. Yeah,
very
it's
little to do
massive.
with golf. Is my understanding.
Yeah, it's all about the drinking.
Yeah.
But so long story short, we were in the pool. We were all talking about would you have more staff first or get the agents and then bring on the staff? I still think bringing on staff first is the right road to go. Because if
Austin Netzley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I think we did it the right way. Just where we lacked was the recruitment angle
and the sales manager.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but I think it was, if we'd have just got on more agents when we needed to get on more agents.
And for them to be trained better.
Do you guys go after new licensees, or are you trying to poach some folks that are like 2 to 7 million or something like that?
We've always, we don't recruit though either.
Still?
And I need to get better at that. That should be my job, my biggest, my haboo, as they say.
Highest and best use for those.
Oh, say it again.
Haboo.
Habbo.
My haboo.
I'm going to never say that. I just want you to know that.
Why?
Because I'm just going to say hi is the best use of my time.
I might say Habu.
Oh, I know you would.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
He already has a t-shirt.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it on my board in my office.
Yeah.
Just not like the other thing you put on.
Oh
the
no,
board
that
in
didn't
your
go over
office.
well.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll tell you how my team revolted against me
was actually
when I
very-
had a temper tantrum one day.
It was actually very funny.
Yeah.
And it's an important lesson on context.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I love that.
It's not inappropriate, to be clear.
Okay.
No.
It's just kind of dumb in retrospect. Sorry.
We all do those things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
Like starting a podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do
Continue.
that too.
So we don't recruit.
A lot of people come to us. It's
They're still coming to you.
They're still coming to us. The last 3 just came to us.
Okay, so I just want to really break this down. So when you say they just came to us, is this like there's no like, hey man, we should get a coffee and talk like how's business? Like there's no instigation on your end?
So I have been getting a little bit better the last month or 2, but none of these agents were ones that I actually DM'd. Like what I need to do is when I'm having my glass of wine,
Two bottles of wine,
Two
I
bottles.
think. That's 8-ish.
8
Yeah.
bottles.
But do you share or do you each have 2?
Oh no, I don't drink.
Oh.
No,
I'll maybe
he
have.
drinks.
I'll have 8. No, I do drink. Let me be clear.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's
but
just a lot.
When the 2 bottles of wine is going on, generally I'm on these.
On the LaCroix.
On the LaCroix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A different
Limoncello,
fruit water.
pamplemousse. It doesn't matter.
I'm more of a spindrift guy.
Yeah, that's okay.
You
A little sweet. Little sweet.
Controversial.
Yeah, we
Okay.
prefer LaCroix.
I think
Yeah,
It's
I
not as
prefer
bitter.
LaCroix.
I think there's some spins in the fridge. Just
Yeah.
for the
They're a
memory.
local company.
What,
Are they?
spindrift?
Yeah, I think they are.
Oh, interesting.
Why don't we fact check that while
check
while
that.
Jeremy's proceeding?
Jeremy.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Dickhead.
never Jeremy.
Jer.
I turned the page. I'm
Or
sorry.
Jared. See,
I learned that.
Yeah.
I learned that today. I'm going to call you Jer from here on out.
I love that.
Jeremiah's too long for me.
It is.
Is your middle initial F?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is that why it's JFKLiving?
Can you update your name on your profile to be Jeremiah F?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now it makes sense. I thought you were just like a history
profile?
buff. I thought it was like a John F. Kennedy thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting,
Mm.
You're right. Just outside of Boston. Obsessively involved in the entire process in the creation of our sparkling waters. From visiting the farms where we source the best tasting
that's
ingredients.
enough. We don't need any
Oh,
more
sorry,
spindrift on this podcast.
No, it's all about LaCroix here.
Well, listen, I mean, we should start chasing the drift, you know?
It
Might
tastes, like,
have-
it tastes like shit.
Well, geez. I don't have anything funny to say.
He drinks them like
I do.
You don't think
Oh,
they're
I-
too pulpy? Like there's almost
No.
like pulp in it.
They're
I
definitely...
like the fresh, like the actual fresh juice versus like essence.
Oh, I like an
More of a-
essence.
An essence.
I I think it's too sweet for me, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and lean into it, especially because it's local.
All about
And these
we're
Wisconsin
all about local.
dickheads aren't doing anything for us lately.
LaCroix, he did not mean that. He takes it back.
Okay, so
Okay.
what were we talking about?
So
We were
I'm
talking
estate.
about
real estate,
about his
actually.
growing his team and
Real
recruiting.
estate things.
Yeah.
So
So people are just literally like, we want to come work with you.
Yes.
How do we do that?
yeah.
Wow.
Let's have a
That's
know
good. That's really
an
impressive.
appointment.
Which also makes me think if we just applied ourselves a little bit
bit,
to
yeah.
actually recruiting,
I'll tell you right
we
now.
could get there really quickly.
Tosh and I have been talking about this a lot. I'll show you some stuff that I don't really have set up after we break. But the Kobelka stuff, when you're just doing a good deal with somebody, and they're doing a good job, super easy. Hey man, it was awesome work with you. Like, how's your year going?
Oh,
Like, we should grab coffee after this.
Yeah.
And everyone will take that meeting. Like, you'd take that meeting. You know what I mean? And we have probably 4 or 5 people in the pipeline just that I liked doing deals with that were actually professional realtors that have good amount of production. By the way, they all want to be recruited, and they're all directionally unhappy if they're at a big box brokerage.
Yeah. Very true. I would really
Yeah,
like
be better, will you?
Do you think it has anything to do with your video content?
I think you can't.
Yes.
You can't forget who the people are, especially once you're in. I don't know how your site works, but like once you're in the database, like you can't shake us.
No.
You know what I mean? With
You-
like
you will
retargeting
be
marketing, like
retargeted
forever,
till the rest of your
forever.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you in here before you leave,
Okay.
so I can waste my sponsored ads on you, and you can like my content again.
Okay.
Very good.
Well, once you start putting out good content.
Oh.
Wow.
Says the guy who's
Ouch.
on the podcast, which the content is created from.
Right.
I know.
Catch 22.
I'm just saying. Well, like I said, hello, you have me on it. You're going to need to cut this one too.
No, we'll leave this in. We're gonna put we're actually gonna make a montage of all the bad things you said, and take out a smear campaign. I don't think it. I think I can do that. Are you guys realtors? I can do that, right?
Yeah. We're realtors.
Oh, so I can't do that publicly.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think I'm
okay.
supposed to do that.
But you know what? There's this great jeweler in the South Jersey area, and his
Drooler? Like they drool a lot?
I drool when I sleep sometimes.
I think so.
But,
I think
like-
so.
I had
does.
drool
Yeah.
oh my
think-
god,
yeah.
he drools so.
But were we
much.
talking about
Do
like
you
ice,
mind?
like a jeweler, like
Jeweler.
diamonds? Yeah.
Jeweler.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
A jeweler. His whole.
You thought he said drooler too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, my whole
It took me a few seconds.
the
I knew what
best
you meant,
part of
but I
this
had to
whole
say it
thing has
anyway.
been watching her the entire time. Like
We need-
I am gauging the
We need more
entire
guests.
thing
Need more
by
guests.
your sister.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, a jeweler.
I told you this podcast was about nothing.
Oh, 100%. It's about LaCroix.
Yeah,
And have we told you about our Nutrimeals?
Stop. Okay, so there's a jeweler.
A jeweler, Steven Singer. His whole moniker is "I hate."
There's a
I hate-
tailor up here named Steven Singh.
Maybe it's the same person.
Singer.
Oh, singer. Oh.
Yeah.
Alter ego.
I hate Steven Singer. That is.
Wait,
his
I think I've heard of
marketing-
him.
That is his marketing phrase. So I'm like, maybe you should do that smear campaign for me.
Wait,
Look up I
That's
hate
real-
Steven Singer. I've definitely heard of this.
that's really his campaign.
Yes, I
He
hate.
hates himself.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why?
or I hate Steven Singer. So basically, it's saying that all the other jewelers in
Thank you.
the area hate him
Because he's so good.
because he's so good.
Yeah.
That is his marketing
It's
campaign.
very counterintuitive.
There's nothing on his billboards except for "I hate Steven Singer." Nothing else.
.com.
.com.
Is that a direct? It's a direct website.
I don't know.
I think so. I think it's I hate.
We're going to
Steven
need
Singer.
Interesting.
a real life fact
Fact
check.
check.
on-
I don't think that's one of the websites I want to go on right now. You never know. I mean, Google is usually pretty good. If I just, how do you pronounce Waltham? See, then I screwed it up. It's Waltham.
And you played with your mic.
I know.
He just told me not to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like holding on to them a chair of my dear life.
Good. All right. Well, it's been an hour. We haven't talked about anything yet.
Well, we
So-
talked about building teams.
So
we talked
teams.
about their transition. We talked about their growth. We talked about their backgrounds in
All
the
right.
service industry. We have covered
Some stuff,
plethora of
So-
topics.
So you were both unanimous on staff over agents.
Yes.
Yes.
And what's the right ratio?
I don't think there's the right ratio. It's making sure that your staff is working at 110% at all times to support your agents. And when they're not able to do that or they're overworked, that's when you need to add.
Hot take. Would you agree?
Sure.
Wow, that's a nope. That's
All right. So
that's a nope.
So this is why we have, like, he works on some things and I work on the other things.
Yeah.
So
I just
who's in
think
charge of
it's-
managing the staff?
We have
Co-responsible.
we have our people that we manage.
So you manage half, he manages half, or some
Yes.
mix of
Yeah,
that.
some kind of mix of the two.
All right.
Okay.
And it's I would say yes, but also you've got to make sure you've got the right people in the right seats.
Well, absolutely.
Sure.
And we've been bad in the past of like giving people a chance and then a chance and then a chance and then it's like,
Well, yes,
okay,
I should
you
have
know.
fired the sales manager in October instead of January and wasted another, like, what, $30,000. Yes, absolutely.
But we double down on bad decisions sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Because
Absolutely.
we don't want to admit that we made a bad choice. We don't see it because we're blind to our own bad choices sometimes because we have the rose-colored
take.
glasses and we think
Yells at
it's going to
Don.
get better. It's us. It's not them.
Yep.
Right.
You know, if only I had the time to teach him how to do his job, he
Yeah.
would be better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is all founder stuff that no one teaches us. Like,
us,
this
yeah.
was not at the realtor test.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely wasn't.
And that's why, like,
An
sometimes...
acre though,
You know,
43,560, right? An acre. It was on the realtor test.
I have no idea.
Oh, 43,560 square
See?
feet.
There you go.
I have no
Fucking
idea.
nailed it.
Yeah, you did.
Riparian rights?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah. Do you even know what that is?
Those are water rights, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
What do you own it to?
I mean, I went to law school.
In the middle of the
I
river.
remember that.
That's technically
the
correct.
the median tide, right?
He said the middle of the river, which
Well,
I'll,
the
if
rivers
this was-
in New Jersey are
if this
tidal.
was if this was Jeopardy, I feel like I would have taken that answer.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I would have said this is a mean low water mark, but you know that's it's fine.
Hmm.
Anywho, so you would say staff over agents and the pool. What was the pool roster? Did you want to drop names? How many people were in the pool?
Wait, before we get to the pool,
No,
let's
I want
save the
to.
pool.
I want to know what everyone else said
Oh.
Oh,
because it was a debate.
oh, okay.
A debate of staff over agents.
Yeah, staff over agents. The
There were some people that were torn.
ones that are not doing the amount of transactions say agents.
Because they
Those
want
are
to
the
build volume.
ones that have higher transactions say staff.
So with staff, right? So are you constantly looking at what are we outsourcing and does it make sense to bring it in-house? Is that part of your evaluation when you're looking at building staff?
So I was very big against outsourcing staff, but now that I
too.
can see what our core staff needs, I think outsourcing
Give me
staff is
an
amazing.
example.
Hey, Steph, stop having to post on Instagram. Have somebody else do it for you. TC, like, you don't do this, or you don't put it into 4 different places. Sisu, Reason,
Yeah.
FUB, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, I think I was asking the opposite question.
Oh no, I'm very engaged in this.
Oh, no, well, I was
already
asking
I already forgot what question you asked.
when do you look at all the things that you're outsourcing and say, let's
bring it
hire
in-house.
somebody that will do this so I don't have to pay someone else to do
Like a virtual assistant.
yeah, instead of having someone do your social media posts and having someone do your graphic design, not that that's what you do, but then saying like, all right, if I just hired somebody that could do those 2 things, I wouldn't have to outsource that.
It'd save money.
Right. And control the whole process and have them dedicated to me. Because that's
Well, I
one of the
think-
things
I
I'm
th-
looking at is
I
like,
think-
where are we spending money?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything that we do now is in-house. Every single one of them does it. So I'm not sure.
Okay, so I think we're confusing the word maybe delegation with outsourcing.
I
Is
try
that-
not to do
maybe.
anything right now.
I think where we're at right now with the amount of staff and the amount of agents that we have, once we get into bigger production and more agents on the team, I don't necessarily think we need any more key staff members, but those staff members
Support.
will need some
Support.
support for
Sure.
them, for
Yeah, yeah.
themselves. And whether that is somebody in-house or whether it is a VA, we've still got to figure that out. We're not entirely sure. And I think the only key role that is missing right now is our sales manager and then a recruiter.
And
as
so,
well.
which one of you guys is handling sales? Both of you guys still?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the cadence you meet with agents?
Good answer.
I just had their quarterly.
Okay.
For those who, and this is a new huge mind shift. If you're not in the office, I'm not chasing you.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, not at all.
No, because we
If
were
you're
talking.
not in the
we were
office,
talking about it
like-
earlier. Like you can spend a lot of time worrying about trying to better someone's real estate career, and they don't
Yeah.
care.
When you're not at my team meeting on Tuesday at 9:00,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen you in 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I stop calling
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I pause you. You have no leads.
Yeah.
And
I'm with you.
I am making sure that you can't download anything.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We're aligned. But it sounds like there were some folks that said, no, you got to go agents first, and
Yes.
that's because they're just trying to
Bump up.
up their production.
Yeah. See,
We're maybe worried about financials, trying to pay for the staff.
well, yeah. Like, I don't think we've made a red penny in like 4 years.
Yeah.
They're overrated.
Sell a lot
They're
of houses.
overrated.
But we put every cent back in the business.
Yeah,
because
yeah, we do too.
We're, 4 or 5 years in, and we're doing 174 transactions. We go to 3 by investing. Who else are you going to invest in unless it's yourself? Like, I will do $500,000 in investment every single year
I'm with you.
of ourselves.
We're all on the
Because-
same team here.
What happens in 5 years? Like when, oh my God, I'm going to be in real estate for 10 years in 5 years, and
Right.
we might be doing
1,000 deals,
1,000 deals.
1,500 deals. Yeah.
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 That's crazy. It would be like,
And did you say New Jersey was a attorney state or a title state?
Both, I think, was the answer.
so we have attorney
South
review-
Jersey
South Jersey.
is attorney or title.
That's the bit where you can be either.
How is that even a thing?
So we have a thing
That's a
called
good question.
in our New Jersey state
Yeah.
contract.
I feel like we need an office in New Jersey.
There you go.
Cherry Tree and Cherry Hill.
You know that's the
There you
name
go.
of his company.
Yeah, Cherry Tree.
Title.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
love
kind of a little play on
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a previous South Jersey state.
our
law.
New Jersey state contract has a 3-day attorney review period once it's fully executed, right? So that attorney, if in North Jersey, they probably have their own title company that they're a part of, and they're going to handle title. But in South Jersey, it's not mandatory to have an attorney review the contract. So
Sure.
some people will, some people won't. And those attorneys in South Jersey usually don't have any title company that they're attached to. So we
Go
send
to
it to
the
a title company.
nationals like Fidelity, First American.
We use this great company called City Abstract. They're a great partner of ours. So they handle a lot of our transactions. So,
It's probably about 50% of deals use an attorney in South Jersey.
but even if they use an attorney in South Jersey, they still will use a title company to do.
and the attorneys aren't making their own, creating their own title companies? It's dumb.
Seems like a giant
Wow.
mess.
I think we're coming to New
So-
I think we're coming
so-
to South Jersey.
So what we're a 2-contract state. Are you guys 1 contract?
It's a 2-contract.
It is what it sounds like. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
So we write an offer to purchase. It's a very elementary 2-page document.
Oh, we have that.
Yeah.
But
And
actually, only in South Jersey. North Jersey won't accept it.
it's so weird. And then usually we do the purchase and sales contract, which is kind of the longer, more legalese version, which the seller's attorney is obligated to typically draft.
Except in Worcester County.
Exception was there, which I just learned right now. Apparently, I clearly don't do enough business there. And that's usually done within 7 to 10 business days or something after the offer to purchase. So there's basically this awkward due diligence period of give or take 10 days. And then it's really, really like firmly under contract. And so the seller's attorney drafts, the buyer's attorney reviews, they make edits. It's different on every single transaction. And then ultimately the buyer's counsel will pull title. Is
Interesting.
that correct?
Yeah.
Thanks. Good.
Very correct.
I'm
Good
glad-
good job.
I'm glad
Weird.
you know you're really.
Yeah.
Weird.
your thing.
Weird.
Yeah.
We'll make a video out of that one, so
Yeah.
it looks like I know what I'm talking about.
And your clients only sign the contract once the attorneys have sort of gone back and forth.
Yeah,
and
so
they-
The second one.
So the original offer to purchase is something we handle, and then
Yeah.
that funds, so to speak, the purchase and sales. And once both unanimously agree, then we circulate for buyer signature, seller sign second.
So that's where it's different in New Jersey. So you actually have your clients sign the contract first, and then we enter into our 3 business day attorney review period. And some clients just can't wrap their heads around it. And I can see why. Like, why would you sign a legal
Right.
document for hundreds of thousands of dollars before you have an attorney look at
What
it?
does the attorney say?
They'll come back with a few things.
Like what? Like what?
The same things every time.
Yeah.
See,
Change may to shall,
Yep,
and
exactly.
we were only gonna do this for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
they
pretty
you
much
get rid
all
of
do the same
time of
thing.
the essence, the whole 9 yards,
Yeah.
and it's just like, well, that's North Jersey.
I don't know why they always do the same thing as well, because it's also an attorney-prepared contract that we're using as well. So all these changes that they all have us make us do all the time, why don't you just include that?
Just go to the Board of Realtors and update the damn form.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe.
But then
put
we
the
won't need
right-
attorneys.
Right. Well, they need jobs. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
And what do
there's-
they charge for
There's
that?
probably a lot of attorney
Probably
lobbying.
they're like $1,000-$1,500 for an attorney in South Jersey
For the review? For
No, for
the
the full
3-day
thing.
review? For the whole
for
thing?
the whole
the whole
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
It's okay.
$300 for review.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
But if you're sending out
But then
the
you get
same
the,
attorney
but they
review
give
letter
out the
whole time-
title.
Yeah,
They don't
get-
do the title.
No, they don't do
They
the
don't
title.
decide.
Oh, that's terrible.
I guess you're not coming.
Well, I'm going to do the title.
If he creates the firm.
Yeah, we're going to do
Yeah,
both.
they'll do both. Yeah. One-stop shop.
One stop. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we're staff people first. We've talked a lot about pains of recruiting. We got like 10 minutes left. So
We've spoken a lot about La Croix.
we have, yeah.
Crossing.
Versus the drift. Jeez.
It's not even a discussion.
So I would love to know and I'm going to put you on the spot then.
Are you
What
gonna
is your 5-year plan? What's both of your
Oh, wow.
5-year plan? Where are you at?
This is a very
feel like-
expensive question that I spend a lot of money on multiple coaches to help me figure out.
You're in coaching as well. Some sort of coaching.
some sort of
Several.
coaching, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It takes a village for this.
all three. So everybody at this table is coached.
Yes.
Yeah, I have two coaches
Do you?
currently. Yeah.
Wow,
I have
awesome.
Probably
three essentially. All for
I'll
different
let Brendan,
things.
I'll let Brendan go first.
Yeah. Great question. I don't know the answer. I love what I do. It is very it changes every day. I also do estate planning and trust administration. So I do my practice is, sort of 50-50 real estate and trust and estates. And they work rather well together. So I see, some sort of growth. We've grown our firm from, as I said, the two of us to 6 lawyers and 5 paralegals ish in 2.5 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I hope that we continue to grow. We want to buy an office building. We want to, expand our practice. We want to keep bringing on people. I'd love to, maybe not work as hard, but I'm not sure how that happens.
If
'cause I think-
you find out, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know too.
You said something that keeps resonating with me as the genesis of your breakdown of wanting it more than that.
Let's keep referencing that.
But I feel like I suffer from the same illness on a regular basis. So, I don't know how that works out, that I get to keep growing this thing and work less, but I continue to want it more than everybody under me. So, yeah, I don't know.
Can I jump in on that?
Oh, yeah.
Just real quick. We were sitting down with a one-on-one with Tom Ferry in Scottsdale. It's okay that someone doesn't want it more than you, because they're on your team for a reason, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So just have 50 of them and not the 6.
That's the goal.
Sounds
Like we can't put our expectations or our drive on them. They can do as much as they want. If that doesn't meet our expectation of what our goals are, we need more agents.
right.
Yeah.
We need more people.
Yeah. And our lawyers are kind of like agents, right? Like they go out, they market, they bring work in,
They have
we pay
splits.
them. Like it's a very similar concept. So yeah, hopefully
It's
economies
funny,
of scale.
I wrote all this down at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting as I kind of forgot what it was. Is that bad?
Yeah, it's bad for
You
us.
need
as
a
well.
vision
Did you-
board.
yeah.
No, listen. I'm very clear on like vision, mission stuff, but as that relates to like quantifiable results, It's okay. So I didn't forget. I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to make sure I said the right one. So I guess I did forget. But it's more of just like it's easy to lose sight of what the long-term goal is while you're in the shit.
While you're sitting in your own shit.
But that's also why the coaches tell you, like, you got to put that shit up somewhere
everywhere
on the wall.
Yeah.
Put it in
Why
your
you're doing
bathroom,
it.
Put it in your office. Make sure it's big and you can see it clearly.
So
Everywhere.
Not hidden in a
I
remarkable
wrote
tablet.
this down on January 11th. You ready?
Awesome.
So 5-year goal, 1,000 deals a year,
Gotcha.
1 billion in sales volume, 30% net profit. And I just want to be a CEO, man.
How long have you been in real estate?
Since I was 2014 to 18 part-time.
Okay.
And when I quit my sales job to go in full-time, I also joined coaching
Okay.
and hopped right in. So what's interesting
Do you
is
really think that you're going to be able to get to 30% profitability by that time?
I'm already there.
How many staff members do you have?
Not enough.
Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, listen, we ebb and flow, right? Like everybody does in terms of profitability. But
I'm just waiting for a profit.
What is that?
No profit at all.
None.
Loss.
No.
That's
no
not
loss.
that's not entirely true. Like, we've been squeaking a lot.
Yeah, listen. But here's the deal. Like, let's be real. There's a difference.
I mean, are we? Yeah, exactly.
There's a difference between your books
And what we write off.
Okay, well, we're gonna definitely edit that part out for
Yeah.
the
Yep.
public podcast.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
so
we are.
I have an indirect and a direct P&L.
Yes.
Do you guys have the same?
Something similar, yes.
Okay. So there's like what the business really costs, right? And your and there's a profit associated with it. And then there's like the draws you take, the write-offs you have, etc.
Yeah.
There's a wild difference between two, because at the end of the day, if you're able to do what you do and pay for your lifestyle, buy new homes, etc., drive cars that you want to drive, go where you want to go, at the end of the day, you're profitable.
Yes.
In reality,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
There's
Yep,
there's
I
a
agree.
vast difference of maintaining the appropriate amount of profitability and still paying yourself a salary. That's a huge difference, right?
yes,
Because I'll tell you what, my W-2 last year doesn't look great. The 2 years ago was phenomenal, and we talk about this a ton.
all the time?
Like reinvesting in the business is paramount.
Yes.
Make no mistake. At the end of the day, you gotta take a check. You gotta take a check.
So I was on the phone with my financial advisor earlier today, and we were talking about this, and I said, similar to what I said to you, you said something to me 6 months ago that resonates with me all the time, is pay yourself first.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have to look at it and you have to pay yourself first, whether that's investing in your future, buying real estate, putting money in the market, whatever your thing is, you have to do that first and budget for it and have it as part of your sort of, yeah. Otherwise, we're going to look at it and be like, oh, we have money for that. We'll invest in that or we'll do that. And we just end up at the end of the year being like, there's no money left. I spent all this money on new software and new marketing programs and new coaches and tech. And
hard,
you
man.
didn't pay yourself.
It's hard.
So, yeah, sorry.
No, it's cool. What's your 5-year plan?
We're at, I think 5 years is what, 1,500 to 2,000?
I thought
Transactions?
it was 1,000 transactions.
No, we
That was-
changed it.
No, 10 years was
3,000.
Did you just laugh that I didn't know what mine was?
I just wrote it because
Okay. I was just making sure.
when you have two team leads, right, and who are married to each other, we finally got on somewhat of the same page. A year or 2 years ago, he wanted to stay small. I wanted to rule the world. So
So what are we doing?
So I want
We're
50,
ruling a really small world.
5 years.
So we're like the Duchy of Cornwall.
yeah, we're the Duchy of Cornwall.
Yeah.
I cannot. You know.
I don't know what that means either.
No, it's wonderful.
It's like a count.
So 1,500 transactions. We are in 3 states. And
what are those?
Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Okay.
So I want to keep it local. I want to have a centralized hub and pods pretty much in several different areas of interest of ours. Yeah. And
So Rehoboth, Philadelphia, and
New Hope.
Hobaden or whatever. What Hobden Township? What's your
Hatton
Good
Township.
guy.
have it?
Yeah.
Hobbitville.
Yeah.
I was
Right,
like,
it was
Who do you guys
clear we
live on, the
couldn't say
fucking
Cherry
moon?
Hill.
Well, yes, we're near Cherry Hill, but like
Mars.
Yeah. Asbury Park, New Hope, Lambertville, Philadelphia, Rehoboth Beach, probably one of the other shore towns.
Stone Harbor.
Cape May. Cape May is
oh
gorgeous.
yeah, love Cape May. Yeah.
But it's just like take what our amazing staff has put together, take that book, put it over here, and run the same plays that we know that that work.
Do you have physical office space?
Yes. We have a
Storefront.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right on Hanav. It's a black building, pink trim, and a bright blue awning. Like you cannot miss it.
Oh yeah, and there's a bright pink neon sign in the window that says #Make Jersey Home.
Oh, subtle.
Quite fabulous, actually.
It is awesome.
Sounds great.
Understated.
Oh,
Totally subtle. Yeah. It was funny when it was actually getting painted, and I already had the neon sign up in the window. Our local painter, John Torres, hey John, someone was driving past and wound down the window, and they were like, "Hey John, it's about time we got a brothel in town." Just to give you a little idea.
Close.
Very
Do you guys own the building?
In the process?
Yeah.
Nice, good for you. That's the thing I think a lot of us, for me too, and like obviously it's easy to write down the number of transactions and instead of, for me, it's always been a way to continue to accumulate real estate at the same time, right?
Yep.
That's definitely a big goal.
How much real estate do you own, Seth?
I don't have that much, to be honest with you. So we just sold a 3-unit that we've had for 7 or 8 years and stacked some cash away. We own this building. We bought this. So we have 4 commercial units, and I have 2 3-families, and then our single-family primary and our Airbnb in Florida.
Okay.
Nice. That's right. You did get that.
And we
That's
just
a decent amount.
Yeah,
You don't get the sponsored listing.
We just sold.
Wait till you're in the retargeted database. You'll see all about it.
We just sold one of our 3 families. Just because we bought a lot of stuff last year, and I just want to get, quite frankly, a little bit more worried about cash position market and the ability to reinvest in the business and all that type of stuff. So
I get you.
But yeah, it's like cool opportunities like this. I like to pick on stagnant listings a lot. You know, the classic like stuff that has, you know, bad marketing or mispriced, specifically commercial stuff that a lot of times people will have vacant or the seller is difficult. You can kind of get a good deal on it. Because I think there's a lot of residential brokers that masquerade as commercial brokers and screw it up. And if you know anything about the commercial game, it's relatively easy to steal a property or 2.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So if you need some help getting free commercial property, I'm happy to help you.
All right.
Awesome.
I am enlisting his help.
Good.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just wondering how much real estate you own, Brandon.
I have my primary, and we're looking to buy an office building for ourselves. And my goal, one of my goals for this year is to
Buy an investment property.
yes.
Which we essentially have convinced them to do on the podcast.
Yeah, that wasn't even on the horizon prior to this
Well,
endeavor.
That's the thing. Get into those rooms that push you. That is the biggest thing. We should not be in some of these rooms that we're in, but we want to be in that room and be like, oh my goodness, look at what is possible if you just put your mind to it.
No doubt.
Surrounding yourself with people that are just going to make you better, Seth. And I talk about that all the time. I always want to be the least successful person in every room I'm in.
Yep.
But to your point, I think earlier, they don't know what the hell they're doing either.
Good point.
So, you know, you kind of go in and you look up to these people, you're like, wow, my God, you're actually doing it. And they're like,
Their house is burning. Their house is burning. Yeah.
And then you're like, if you can do it,
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah,
it.
for sure. For sure.
Which is great.
And that's part of my like whole shtick is that like I just say yes. Like I just show up and I say yes, and then halfway through I'm like, what did I just do? How did I get here? Like I feel like my whole life has just been this like accidental event after accidental event that has landed me here. And you know, some days that's great.
And some days
Some
you're
days
like,
not.
I mean, today
Did
it's
I
been
get-
phenomenal.
But usually when the calendar is pinned with 17 breakfasts,
Right.
it's not that great. So
I just can't wait. Tonight's the first night in like a week and a half that I get to go home. And I'm so excited. Like not at 11:30.
yeah, I feel like you're gonna break down and cry soon.
Maybe.
Yeah. You want to take us home and ask?
Well, no. I want to ask 2 more questions.
Okay.
One is
anticlimactic.
Yeah, we'll get to the climax. One is you guys are involved in the alliance. I saw that on your website, the LGBTQ Real Estate Alliance.
Yes.
So what's your involvement in that?
So I was the chapter president for the South Jersey chapter. Unfortunately, I had to step down. Running this team got a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to keep that
Very
title.
selfless.
Just keep that title and not actually do the job that it actually deserves. So if there's anybody that might be listening to this anywhere in South Jersey or Pennsylvania, we really do need a president. But
How big's your chapter?
I could not tell you as of right now.
Good job, Prez.
Yeah.
It's been
Sounds
like
like
2
you should-
years now.
Sounds like
Yeah.
you should have been
So-
assassinated.
Yeah.
So I'm in the Boston or the Massachusetts
It was a
chapter,
JFK joke.
and I'm the vice president.
Oh,
and
good.
we grew. I think we went from 35 to 70 members in the last
Awesome.
5 months.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So it's
Somebody who's actually focusing on it.
well, we have a whole team. It can't be just one person.
Exactly.
Right? Like we're all too busy to be. You need a whole team. So we are lucky here. We've got a decent team.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
But it's an important thing. So Seth and I were talking about realtor associations, like building relationships with the people that we work with, right? So it's, I think, important to be involved in these things to get to know the other people and people that are doing what we do. And then the affinity groups obviously are very helpful from policy perspectives and all the other stuff. So
Definitely.
I love to see other people that are,
Sort of
walking the walk.
involved. Sort of involved, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of took the community approach rather than kind of within the industry, and we're one of the principal founders for Haddon Township Pride. This will be our 3rd year, and in our 2nd year, I got invited to join the Haddon Township Equity Initiative, which is a non-profit in the area that's been going for about 3 years now, and so I'm kind of quite heavily involved in that side of the work, and it's been pretty crazy to see the impact that we've had in our very, very small town of Haddon Township and the surrounding towns. We had about 11,000 people come last year to the parade itself.
Excellent.
And, the feedback that we've had from everybody in the community has been overwhelmingly positive. And that's been pretty cool to kind of dive into that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So we like to end every podcast with one question. And as you know, the name of this podcast is The Word. So we ask all of our guests, if you were to sort of boil down your next 12 months into one word, what would that word be? And then you can give us a little about why you chose that word.
Do you want to go first?
Ooh, that was like who's drawing the short straw.
I know. I've got a word.
I got a word.
Should
You
we
go
I
first.
feel like we should make you guys write it down. Because what if it's the same word?
I think that would be
The alignment, would be unreal.
So it's so I'm stealing someone else's word. I'm stealing one of Tom Ferry's words. So
all this is stolen.
There's a story around it. When we were there at the retreat, we had our little one-on-one mastermind, and we were sort of bouncing around ideas. There was actually a word that came up in my head, and it just kind of kept running through. The next
Can't
day,
wait to hear about this.
I mean, the buildup.
the next day when we went in, the very first thing that Tom said, he's like, "This is the word of the year," and it was the word that had been going round and round in my head, and it was focus. And I think we spend so much of our time going oh my God, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to try something over here. I need to work over here. And, when things don't start going well and we go into a market where we have a sucky Q1 and, all these things, you can feel the cards sort of tumbling down. This is a time you just need to refocus your energy and refocus your direction, not get too distracted and not get too overwhelmed. So my word is focus. That's it.
I love it.
Militant.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that's
So hot right now.
Such a dick.
Tell us more about
Yeah, I speechless. Really.
Is there a costume involved?
Always.
And an Instagram video. Hold on, I got to make sure I follow you. Well played.
Thank you.
That was good. I think, especially me, I can be a dreamer. And I need to be militant in maybe my focus, in my vision, in everything that I do, because I can waste a lot of time. And I can waste a lot of time that I know that if I just actually did the work.
What work?
Recruit.
Mm.
Oh, and be a leader.
Mm.
Those
just don't seem like that hard.
It's one of the biggest things. Like another thing that I realized last week is that I was a pusher instead of a leader. And when you finally realize that, stop pushing these people to do something they don't want to do and lead the people who want to do the work.
Yeah. That's good.
When you finally figure that out, like it's the light bulb, it's the switch. And it's like, okay, if we have that mindset now, we can go wherever we want to go.
Lead the people that want to go.
Yeah.
That's good. I could keep this conversation going, but I think we're going to call it.
Okay. Love it.
It was.
We'd like to thank our future sponsors, Nutra and LaCroix.
And LaCroix.
And LaCroix.
and maybe Spindrift. So,
I think if they listen there.
listen,
they're
gentlemen,
out.
I appreciate you guys coming on. I know you guys drove all the way up from South Jersey just to spend 1 hour and 25 minutes with us. There's no other events going on this week that brought you to the area.
No, we're driving straight back.
Yeah,
Just for
yeah,
that
you
way.
know,
Just
just
came
like-
And
back
it's
to
probably
this.
rush hour right now.
Oh,
in Boston.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
It'll take you an hour and 20 minutes to go 6 miles.
Yeah.
I sure hope not. I have margaritas at 7.
Oh. In Waltham. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you might be better suited hanging around for an hour, but that's your call, you know. So, but hey, we really
You'll
appreciate
get there
you
at
guys
the
coming.
same time.
Yeah, likely. We appreciate you guys coming on. And how can the people, the listeners that we have, find you on the soch?
You can search at JFKLiving, all one word, everywhere.
Yeah,
Wow.
all social channels.
Yep.
Look at that alignment.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, we appreciate it.
Thank
Awesome.
you for joining us.
Thank you
for
very
having
much,
us.
guys.